Press. I mean, anytime you got officials that can run like that up and down the football field, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. You understand? I mean, that's not an easy thing to do right there. I mean, these are some older individuals out there, and look at them on the fly sprinting like that. That shows that when they...
You know what that means. It's time for another Stephen A. A-list boost for Falcons Eagles. Stephen A., you're rolling with the running backs tonight, Saquon and Bijan, to each get 70-plus rush yards. Head over to ESPN Bet if you want to roll with Stephen A. The Week 2 finale kicks off tonight, guys. Falcons at Eagles. Shannon, who do you trust more, Hurts or Cousins?
Is this a trick question? Jalen Hurts. Cousins is still, I think, somewhat recovering from that Achilles. He was never a speed merchant, but he seems even a little slower now, and he can ill afford to make the mistakes he made at home against the Pittsburgh.
Got to see it to believe it. Maybe Atlanta will go the route of making sure, Raheem Morris and those boys, make sure you give that stud Bijan Robinson the ball a little bit more and rely on Kirk Cousins a little bit less. Maybe that is something that could help you against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not sure it will. They don't have A.J., but they may not have A.J. Brown tonight, if I remember correctly. So if that's the case, that might be a cause for trepidation. But the Eagles, I think, with Saquon Barkley, he's the difference maker. Mm-hmm. And having him, I think they make some noise tonight as well on Monday Night Football.
Jay?
But they still have that amazing offensive line, and they can run the football with Saquon, and Jalen should have time to throw the football. They still have Devontae Smith. They still have Dallas Goedert. They have more than enough to beat the Falcons. It just as long as they don't turn the football over and don't give up any cheap big plays, I think they'll be fine.
Absolutely, and forget tonight, guys. I mean, the Eagles have a chance to really go the distance this season, so they've been.
Yeah, they got a chance.
I mean, I try and explain things every single day to this confederacy of dunces that surrounds me, and it gets more and more challenging. Oh, I know why Bubba's playing this song. Rest in peace, Tito Jackson of the Jackson 5, the legendary band, Motown artists, and the 5 Jackson brothers. Of course, one of them was Michael Jackson, and he wound up becoming arguably the most famous person in music history. But Tito and Jermaine and Marlon and the other brothers. And so Tito, I saw it this morning that Tito had died. So sad news. By the way, this song is, if you ask me, just to name the greatest song of all time, the one single best song ever, you could do a lot worse than pick this. I Want You Back, Jackson 5. And I think Michael Jackson is 8.
He's definitely younger than 10.
Yeah,
and
I think he's 8.
His voice sounds like an angel. It's incredible. Yeah, just infectious energy in the song, and it's, endlessly catchy. So
rest in peace, Tito. Okay. Let's do our Monday Night Football preview, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Say when you bundle motorcycle, RV, and boat insurance, visit Progressive.com. We'll do it in the form of this Hembo trivia.
Okay, the question is this. Saquon Barkley, in his Eagles debut, scored 3 touchdowns, which raises this question. Who owns the NFL record for 3 touchdown games in a single season?
Okay, so my first thought was it has to be someone relatively recent because they just play so many more games than they used to. Like the first name that came to my mind was Jim Brown, and it's a season-by-season stat, so it doesn't matter that he retired young, but it does matter that he only played 12 games a year, and they increased it to 16. First went to 14, but then to 16, and now 17. So I don't think it could be someone like him. So I have one in mind, but I always go first. So let's let everyone else. Cam, what's your guess?
The most obvious one I thought of was LaDainian Tomlinson.
Well, that's my guess, so go ahead.
I'm going right behind that, the guy who I think has the second most touchdowns in a single season, and that's Sean Alexander.
Okay. He's going Alexander. I'm going LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah, like
Brandon? Priest Holmes.
Good one.
And then Bubba.
Oh, yeah. I'm debating going back and forth a few names. I'm going to go Terrell Davis.
Okay, that's the other one
Another good one, yeah.
That was the other one I thought of. My first guess was going to be Terrell Davis. Then I replaced it with LaDainian Tomlinson. Did Jack get in or no?
I did not hear from Jack.
Okay, Jack is otherwise occupied. Does any of us have it right?
Yes. Laminating.
One of us has it right.
One of you has it right.
We got 4 different guesses.
I think earlier today it was me. Go ahead.
The correct answer is LaDainian Tomlinson.
Oh, I was going to say that. What a day Greeny is
he's
having.
Back, baby.
Greeny, 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
2 for 2 on this day for the Green Man. That's just listen. I know sports. If there's one thing I know, it is sports. And I may not know much else, but I know a little.
You got that going for you.
Come on.
By the way, in 2006, LT had 6 3-touchdown games.
Insane.
Unbelievable.
And then he came
Almost
to the
half the
Jets
season.
sometime after that. Why pay more for a great shave? Choose Barbasol, America's #1 brand of shaving cream. Barbasol's thick and rich lather gives you a close, comfortable shave for just half the price of gels. It's Barbasol. Okay, what did we have here? There's a bet. What is going on with this bet down here that you got with Harry Douglas?
Do tell, Cam.
Yes. So Harry Douglas, former Falcon and still huge Falcons fan, obviously. He and I made a bet last week on the game. So
I hate the sound of this bet.
it's bad.
This bet is going to make me do what the Packers center did, which is throw up on the football yesterday. Just hearing about this.
I might be doing this on the air. So if the Eagles win, Harry has to eat a chunk of blue cheese, which he hates more than anything in the world.
As do I.
Yep.
Have you defined a chunk?
I think it's got to be fairly sizable. I don't know. Like
this is a radio show, so don't hold your hand up. Give me a sense. The size of what?
the
size of
couple
a Hershey's
knuckles.
Kiss?
Yeah, maybe a little bigger than that.
Bigger than a Hershey's Kiss.
A little bigger than a Hershey's Kiss.
I mean, is death an option? I would much, much, much rather die.
I
than
haven't
have to
asked
eat
Harry.
A Hershey's Kiss-sized bite of blue cheese.
Yeah.
Do you eat blue cheese, Hembo?
I like blue cheese.
I hate
not
it.
not in chunk form.
I would voluntarily eat
chunk
that.
play. And if the Falcons win, Pat Costello, who's a producer on Unsportsmanlike, he's eating 2 spoonfuls of mayo.
Oh, that would be death.
And I'm eating 2 spoonfuls of mustard.
That's
So it's a big night. It's a big night.
Greeny,
for Monday
rank
Night Football.
those in order in terms of
Mustard would be the least awful.
Oh, I think mayo is the least awful.
No, mayo would be awful.
mustard is the least awful.
Mustard would definitely be the least
So
awful.
I get off easy here.
So, yeah, you got it the least awful. But this is going to
Why
happen
mustard?
on this show.
How did we land on mustard?
you just
we
hate
just
mustard?
picked something different other than mayo and blue cheese, and I don't mind mayo as much as I mind mustard.
You don't
so
like mustard?
Not as
If
much
you're
as
having
I
a hot
like.
dog, do you put mustard on it?
No, ketchup.
I mean, I hope not. If he's about to eat 2 spoonfuls, if he's like, yeah, I like mustard.
Wait a minute. You put ketchup on a hot dog?
Yeah, and I'm sick of this being like this big thing that is
I mean,
controversial.
I'll throw ketchup on a hot dog. What's wrong with ketchup on a hot
Millions
dog?
of people, billions of people put ketchup on a hot dog.
Let me stop
This
you.
is not new.
There's no way that billions of people put ketchup on a hot dog.
Yes, they do.
You went a little
There's
far there.
8 billion people in the world.
Yeah, there's no
a
way.
lot of them eat hot dogs.
Billions are putting. I mean, I'm with you. I'm pro.
I'm willing to
ketchup,
stand by that.
but I'm
That billions
not
of
gonna
people
say
put
billions.
ketchup on a hot dog.
I'm going to guess there were 1 billion people in China that have never put ketchup on a hot dog in their
Probably
entire
not.
lives. But that's an
So that gets rid of 1 billion. We still got 7 left.
it's an entirely different
There are
conversation.
probably 4 billion who never even had a hot dog.
And
Yeah.
there are 7 billion who know you shouldn't. That is a breach of it. Let me tell you something.
Come on.
Not that big a deal.
I lived a long time in Chicago. If you go to a Chicago hot dog stand, you go to Wiener Circle or one of the really good hot dog places in Chicago, and the char dog, there's nothing in the world tastes better than a Chicago dog. Or you go to a walk out of the seaport right now and walk up to a soubrette guy. If you put ketchup on a hot dog, I'm telling you, I don't want to know from you. That is as bad as any of the things that Hembo has acknowledged doing and not
Sugary
knowing.
tomatoes for dessert.
I think ketchup expires on a hot dog around the same time that the age expires. You can't bring your ball glove to a professional baseball game anymore.
Right.
It's something like 12, but you're much older than 12.
Yeah.
yeah, but you still bring
Do you
a
still eat,
glove
like-
to a baseball game.
Like, do you get like nuggets and fries? Like if you go someplace, you're like, I'll have the chicken tenders and fries.
Yeah, a plain cheese quesadilla because my palate's too.
Can I have? You know what's actually funny? The first week that we were doing this is a true story. I have a minute to tell it. The first week I'm doing Sunday NFL Countdown. Our meeting, the show meets on a Saturday night dinner. That's where we meet at a restaurant called J. Timothy's,
Yeah.
which you guys probably know because it's up near ESPN.
We went there with him.
And I'm going there for the first time ever to meet Randy Moss and Alex Smith and the entire crew of this show. And I'm a little stomachy. So Stace and I are looking at the menu, trying to decide what I'm going to order because my stomach has not been good. And Stace says, they have stuff on the children's menu that would probably be good for you. And I thought if I say, hey, Randy Moss.